Well, now that the temperatures are starting to cool off, it's a great time to start some of those more elaborate projects, like maybe constructing a deck around your home, or even building some of these decorative boxes that we use here to cover up some of our container plants on our deck. You may even want to consider constructing some of the raised beds. You know, we have a lot of great luck with them, both in vegetables and our ornamentals like our begonias here. But for many of us, fall and the winter months are a time to really maybe renovate some ground beds or even expand a few of them in our garden as well. When constructing ground beds, one of the things that you need to consider is invasive grass or weeds. Now, if you're going to have a lawn with fescue in it, you really don't need to worry about it. But for the majority of us Oklahomans and viewers in the area, we use Bermuda grass. And you know that Bermuda grass has stolons and runners, and it's very invasive, and it can encroach into your ground bed. So one of the options or choices that you have to use are products that are called edging products. Now, one of the things that we do here at Oklahoma Gardening, we use plastic edging, but we usually use a little heavier grade. And the plastic edging is very pliable and flexible, and it's easy to shape along your beds. But remember, there's also a cheaper one that succumbs a little bit more to weed eaters and tiller damage and those types of things, or even from a hose. So you want to make sure that you're going to check the prices and the quality of it as well. But additionally, what we do is spray Roundup along the outside edge of the ground bed. Now, there's a benefit for that as far as keeping the weeds, but also we've killed out the Bermuda, so a lot of the weed seeds that blow in and other weeds and annuals, those types of things, it's easy for them to germinate. So if you're going to edge with Roundup, you need to do it on a continual basis because it's real easy for those other weeds to come in and encroach in that bare soil as well. Now, of course, you can use still edging. It's a little bit more expensive. One of the things about it, though, it lasts for quite a while. It's not as easy to put in, but again, it's a great quality product. But a lot of people use railroad ties, landscape timbers, and there's several different options in using landscape timbers as far as how you design the style. But here on the Oklahoma State University campus, they don't use edging because obviously as many beds and different landscape options that they have, it could be quite costly. So they use just a sloped edging where they build up the beds a little bit, and then they can edge and weed eat and do those types of things, and it still looks very nice. Well, one of our recent video contestants, Mr. Hugh Bright of Bethany, Oklahoma, gave us a great way of using pop bottles and cement for edging, and I'd like to show that clip to you now.
What I do, I take a 2 or a 3 liter Coke bottle, I cut the top out of it, and I fill it with concrete. And when I get it full, then I concave the top out, cup it out, and let it dry then for a couple of days. And you can make 15, 20, 30 of them at a time. And then all you have to do, if you want it for edging around the flower bed, all you have to do is cut just a small trench and start your first one. They just join together like that. You can lay 10 feet in 5 minutes of time. If you want to move it, all you've got to do is pick them up and move them somewhere else. But it's a good way to use up your 2 and 3 liter Coke bottles. One thing you can do, you can either stand these cylinder blocks up like I have them here, or they can be laid down, or you can work the combination of the two. However you want to landscape them, it just doesn't make too much difference. But one thing about them, they're going to stay there. They're not going to rot, rust, or run away. They're going to stay there once you put them there.
Well, we want to thank Mr. Hugh Bright for sending us a very unique tip, and especially for entering our home video garden contest. And there'll be plenty of more tips that we'll be sharing with you over the months to come.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.